tell when it's early in the morning, my face is so puffy. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just the angle of this phone. Whew, y'all. Don't do this. Don't drive and be on the camera. But I'm actually headed to work. Today is the first day of class for the new class, orientation. So I just want to drop in really quick before I get there, because I'll be there in about 8 minutes probably. I made a video Friday, and for some reason my phone did not record. How crazy is that? But it had to do with different CNA schools, different instructors that are on social media. So I follow a lot of instructors, a lot of the CNA schools, just to kind of see, how they present stuff on social media, because I suck, just FYI. But I read the comments, right? So I've seen comments like, oh wow, I wish you were my instructor. My instructor didn't show us none of this. My instructor sucks. I'm like, what is going on, right? Y'all have to give your instructor some grace. Because for one thing, if you live in California and you are following an instructor in Texas, then they have two different testing sources, which means they're going to do their skills a little bit different. Also, everybody has their own kind of personality, right? I'm a very detailed person, so I add things to mine, to my skills, and that is because I'm not just teaching my students to be, to pass a state exam. I'm teaching my students to be fabulous caregivers when it's all said and done. So I'm going to show them that extra stuff, because that's the state representatives say. What I teach my student in class is what they're going to take into the field, right? So I do a little bit of extra things here and there with my skills. But I have some skills videos that I have on YouTube. They were from 2013, and our state made changes in 2018. But at the time of the recording in 2013, when we did, mouth care, we were told to throw the toothbrush away. They were still just trying to figure out what to do, At first, I guess before I started teaching in 2011. So before I started teaching, they were putting it in some kind of a receptacle. And then they said just throw it away. And then, of course, later on down the line, they changed it and said, we're just going to rinse it and put it in the basin, because that is what you do with patient care. So in my video, I threw the toothbrush away. And so somebody in a comment said, that was not supposed to go in the trash can. It was supposed to go in the basin. Okay, first of all, that is what our state told us to do at the time. So, don't be so quick to judge, because you don't always know the backstory, right? Nobody knows. If you were not in Washington State, if you were not in the education system, at the time that I recorded that video, you would have no idea why I threw that in the trash. And then secondly, my Pericare. So, it's so funny. When I dumped the Pericare water, I dumped it into the sink instead of the toilet, because we are not required to throw anything into the toilet except for bedpan, anything that has to do with urine. So urinary output skill and the bedpan skill, those have to be dumped and rinsed into the toilet because it's urine. Everything else you can do sink or toilet, it's your choice. So I did the I did the sink, sorry, and I saw somebody put in a comment that said, fail, literally with an exclamation point. She was supposed to dump that in the toilet. I don't know what she's teaching. Whose steps did she follow? It definitely wasn't Pearson VUE. Obviously, for one, you don't know the complete rules. I try to educate my students on everything. This is an option. You can do it this way. You can do it that way. State gives you an option. It's probably easy if you put everything, these freaking people, if you put everything in the toilet, that way you don't have to try to think of which one is the toilet, right? Goes in the toilet. So don't be so quick to judge. Give your own instructor some grace, and also understand that different instructors do things differently, and we all have different state regulations. So some of us are going to do things a little bit different that you might not be used to, because that's not how they do it in your state. So just make sure that you're not quick to judge. Because I watch and I read comments, like I say, And when I hear students say, oh, my teacher sucks, I wish you were my teacher, she didn't teach us any of that, please give your instructor some grace, and please realize that every state, every instructor does things a little bit different. You may like, and there are some bad instructors out there. Okay, darling. There are some bad instructors out there. There are some fabulous instructors out there. Don't just assume that your instructor is not a great one because she does it different than other instructors, okay? So hopefully this one recorded so I don't have to make this mistake again. Okay, y'all, it's time for me to go in, clock in, meet these new students. Y'all have a fabulous day, and I don't know when I'm going to post this because I will probably have to edit. I'm not going to edit anything, but I need to just make sure the lighting is good. All right, y'all. Peace out.